Good day, everybody. I am Connor with Honor. This is going to be your daily real estate update for the 27th of June, 2024. We are up in listings about 429. We've been watching that number climb steadily since school's let out here in the Santa Clarita Valley. We will have to watch and see how that inventory is going to carry in to the next several months. We will see that start to slow down as we get throughout the summer and then get into the fall, which is very typical for the Santa Clarita real estate market. So here's the total breakdown of what's happening currently as of today, again, the 27th of June, 2024. Total and active with coming soon listings 429. We have 9 of those out of the 429 are going to be coming soon. 78 new listings posted this past 7 days. 59 price changes. 23 properties have gone back on market. We've seen 29 properties actually go into escrow, 53 deeper into escrow, 102 sold this past 7 days, 8 expired, 8 canceled, 8 put on hold, 2 had withdrawn. And we look at these different varieties, the different factors here in Santa Clarita Valley. We can break these down and look at the new listings. That's going to give the buyers out there a little bit more variety when it comes to looking at the market and looking for those resale houses. Yesterday on the video, yesterday's update, I did talk about what happens when a buyer decides to jump ship or cancel because they found something better out there for sale. At least they think it's better. That's a real roll of the dice, folks, and that's something to definitely, as a real estate buyer, to explore. And of course, you should get what you want to get. But understanding you getting what you want to get, you have to do it in a very careful way so you don't open yourself up to legal issues. Very, very important. Looking at the price changes, we've watched as these price adjustments have happened over the past couple months. We've been watching as the market still trying to move forward, but there's that promise of the lowering of interest rates, which really hasn't come through. Everybody was kind of depending on that. Everybody was talking about once that gets into the fives, the whole market, hell's going to break loose, and hell hath no fury and that sort of thing, and the market's going to go nuts. That's actually true if that does in fact happen, so beware and pay strict attention to the Santa Clarita Open Houses update and the other shows that we put together here as well. But again, watch what you're looking to do in real estate and then balance that and look at the current market. Right now, it's definitely a seller's market. If you have a property to sell, now is not a bad time. Is it going to get better? We're slicing hairs. Maybe in the next 30, 45 days, it could be a little bit better, depending on where interest rates are. But currently, it doesn't look like we're going to see any increases, maybe only reductions. But again, it's not going to be those big numbers that they talked about, at least not yet. We could all be surprised, and this could happen. But those experts out there, air quotes, sorry, are not giving us a lot more information. But if it happens, it's really going to be a big deal. All right, so we have those active under contract properties. 53 went into pending. 102 closed this past week. That is something that we've been watching, larger numbers of closing, but also we have larger numbers of real estate listings entering the market. So we still have that balance. Talking to a gentleman yesterday, potentially wants to sell his residence, but some food for thought. He has one of those very low COVID interest rates, those 2.9 or 2.6% COVID rates. And with that, he's struggling, should he sell it or should he rent it and go buy something else? The thing is it's a pain point because he needs to upsize, larger family now. So part of that thought process as he and I were talking, and we were kind of going back and forth, bouncing things off each other, is if that money's not necessary that was going to be used from the equity from the sale to inject into the new residence, or if some of that equity can be tapped into without maybe doing a refinance and changing the interest rate, maybe in the form of a HELOC, and I know that's going to be expensive. But it would be a perfect scenario if, in fact, that house did not need to be sold or encumbered in any way for them to buy their next property. And he is pretty well off, great job, but I don't know if that leap is going to be able to be made because the questions that are going to need to be asked, what can that current qualification amount look like without having to sell that primary residence? How is that current primary residence, that financing, going to cut into their ability to finance? Because unless they're veterans, and most circumstances with a VA loan, if the borrower is a veteran, has a property that they particularly own that they're going to be renting out, usually the VA will accept what that profile is going to look like of the renter in order to not have that impact that particular borrower, the veteran borrower's ability to finance the next house. Something to look at if you are a veteran, and again, those changed quite a bit. The last time that I saw that scenario play through was about a year and a half ago, if that still exists. Great for the veterans out there. But for us normal folks that don't have access to the Veterans Administration loan program, it could be a sticking point. So these are the things that need to be looked at. Then the other thing, of course, what's the property going to rent for? It's a 3-bedroom house, nice part of Valencia. It's got a large pool in the backyard. More than likely, that's probably going to be more of an executive type rental, but it is a single family residence. It is in great neighborhood with great schools close by. So a family could also pick it up. But real numbers looking somewhere around $4,000 a month or more with regard to what the properties are getting for rent. So then that number needs to be factored in. But moving quickly in real estate isn't necessary so much, but if you are buying, it kind of is. You just have to go look. For sellers out there, you have a little bit of time to kind of think about what you plan to do. The other thing too is he and I were talking. I know lenders as well, but I asked him if he has a lender that he likes or has been introduced to, or he thinks they're worth their salt, or they've done favors for him in the past, and he does have such a person. So I said, be completely frank and upfront. Be truthful, not truthful. Be loyal to your person if you happen to like them. They work for a big mainline bank, and that's fine. I just told him when you contact them, if they can do what's called a soft credit pull versus a hard credit pull. I've heard that term having been thrown around quite a bit. Apparently, it doesn't impact the FICO score as much, but it will give a lender an idea. We'll get a lender on the show here in the near future to talk about what a soft pull means. And in the back of if I had hair on the back of my neck, saying soft pull versus hard pull, it almost seems kind of a fake thing. But again, I've heard it said a lot. Ask your lender what that looks like. And if a soft pull doesn't include you giving up any social security numbers, dates of births, and all that stuff, well, I can't see how that would impact. But again, I'm not the lender. It's good to talk to them, have a sit down, and discuss. So Santa Clarita Open Houses, what we've done is I've actually taken that system and I have it up and running. You're going to be able to go, though. You'll be able to see all that current inventory in Santa Clarita Valley, not just open houses, but we have basically the entire network with regard to open houses, and you'll start seeing the signs here in the future, as you can see back here. So that's going to be that large open house sign that's going to be put out there. And when you see it, you can scan the QR code. That will take you to SantaClaritaOpenHouses.com. And when you're there, very simply, you'll be able to see every open house that's going to be hosted as being open. You'll be able to see the date, the address, and look through the pictures. If those houses are something that you're interested in, you can definitely go about viewing them. One of the things to watch out for as a home buyer when you're going into an open house, find out who that person is inside of it. A lot of people that are going into open houses today, they're hunting the listing agents. A lot of times open houses aren't being conducted by the listing agent. It's another agent that just wants to hold the house open. Listing agent probably tied up or decided they don't want to do an open house. As a real estate seller contemplating an open house, you want to know how often they sell? Not much. Maybe 10%. I've seen some statistics. Whew, that's a tough word to say this morning. Some statistics are actually lower, 3 and 5%. These are all national averages, though. In local markets, what you're doing by having your house held open in a professional way via the Santa Clarita Open Houses system or one of the other systems. But what you do by having that held open is you're narrowing that 6 degrees of separation, that we're all connected to somebody else. Maybe the people that are going to end up buying it aren't going to buy it from the open house, but maybe somebody that's going to be walking through the open house who has no intention of buying real estate, has a cousin back east, thought about moving out here to California, sees the house, connects everybody, and then they buy it. These things do happen, so open houses only help market and advertise the listing. In addition, whenever an agent takes a listing and hosts an open house, then you also see the propagation start online. So it starts to populate a lot of the syndication sites in an open house form. So that also helps. I'm Connor with Honor. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We will be back tomorrow with tomorrow's update. Please be good to yourselves. Let me know if I can help. Check out our stream. We're doing some streaming on YouTube, Santa Clarita Open Houses. Check that out as well. I'm Connor with Honor. Over and out.